Poodle, that poodle. Yeah. Poodle, that. Poodle, that. Poodle, that. Poodle, that.
All right, Poodle family, here we are again, episode 4. 4 weeks. That's a month of doing this thing, and this one's not going to disappoint. There's some that you look forward to all week, and I have been looking forward to this one all week. So let's do a little bit of a recap, though. Hopefully you enjoyed last week's where I did my on-the-fly top 10 list, and it really got me thinking a lot over this past week. Kind of replaying all the various memories, especially as I mentioned my top one of being kind of a newbie into this, and when I way overpaid for a for 98 million or so, whatever is $60 or $80 or whatever it was for a whole whopping dollar's worth of poodle. You know, always good times as a newbie. But I think again, that's what makes this fun. This is what makes why we do this, right? We do it because we want that community. Is obviously, I'll tell you, to get an opportunity to learn about crypto, and I mean, in the big picture, it's a few dollars. Who cares? Especially when you see the ups and the way that we're collecting all of the distribution, and you see your total bag grow, and you start looking in the long run, you're like, it's all just small stuff in the long run. So here we go. A couple of things, big things that happened over this last week. Oh, music is loud. Thank you. All right, should we kill the music? Music is killed. There we go. All right. So you just missed all my rambling on. All right, there we go. No, it's off now. So we're about 6 seconds off of the music. So there we go. Hopefully people will tell me in the chat that it is off. So here we go. The thing is as we looked at this last week, and we looked at, kind of my top 10 list of, what my memories. And I started thinking back to, all of the community things that we were, that we've done together. And more than that, I keep thinking about the people, and it's the people of Poodle who make this successful and have really made this valuable for me. And that's what I think the top 10 kind of kept coming back to is, all these relationships that got built through various people and various circumstances that we went through together. So a couple of things. Let's do some housekeeping for everybody. We had a bunch of, we did, a bunch of new exchanges this last week. All right. We're getting out there and getting big, right? We are now noticing that we're getting seen, right? And we're having the more listings going, which is more opportunities for people to buy. And this is always a good thing, right? And so what we're noticing is the strength in our numbers and the strength in the volume start to grow, right? Regardless of where the price goes, the fact is when everything shakes out and the market takes off, the more that we're doing is so positioning us well. So I'm getting excited about it. This is a time we just fill our bags, we sit back, we let all the volume continue to keep just giving us that distro, and we're going to be totally set come in the future. So that to me is what's really exciting about this last week, is seeing that side of it. So I think that we're looking forward to kind of where we go next. You might have noticed, make sure you're always going to poodletoken.com to check the news and stuff. More charity development going on too. So this is huge. This was on the roadmap to have more than one charity and to be able to support them. So coming up in a future show, I'm going to have some charity partners on too to talk a little bit more about that, which is going to be exciting. And because that was always the part to me that made me say, hey, is there legitimacy behind what these people are doing? And again, with my top 10 list from last week, you can see that there's a lot of reasons to show legitimacy behind what's going on. So, there are times where I feel like I need to kill dead air, and I can't do that today because we have an incredible guest. So I'm going to bring her on coming up right now. So I don't even know where to start because she is the rock star of Poodle, all right? And the story, and we're going to have a good time talking about kind of her story and kind of even just how we have gotten to just kind of know each other here. So with no further ado, let me pull in the Zoom window, and there she is. Elle, welcome to the show. Please tell everyone kind of just who you are and your involvement in Poodle.
Well, I'm Elle, and you see me as Resist Elle out on Twitter. I've been working in Twitter for 6-7 years now, so I've gained a lot of good friends from there. Hopefully they're watching. And sort of fell into Poodle by accident in crypto. And you were just talking about the charity, and that is exactly what brought me into the whole crypto world. So I'm super excited about it. And I hope that it shows when I'm out there tweeting about it and when we're on Telegram, because I am super pumped for it and its vision.
Yeah. And so talk a little bit about, what was your involvement with crypto? What was before Poodle? Had you started been involved in the altcoins, regular coin, like currencies? Like, what would that look like? And then why go all in on Poodle?
Well, I mean, I had some things in like Coinbase sitting there, some crypto from things that I had won, but it just, I wasn't really involved in that. My thing was mostly politics. And my boyfriend actually got involved in crypto pretty heavily. And so it piqued my interest. And I said, I put some money in it. And I said, by the way, I want to hear about some of these cryptos and what they're about. So we're going down the list. And when he got to Poodle, I said, Poodle, tell me about that. And so as soon as he mentioned the charity and partnering with homeless animals, with children, marrying that up with disabled children, I looked at him and I said, that's it. That's the token for me. I'm all in. And here I am.
Yeah, no, I love it. And because I was exactly the same way. Because I always figure, and maybe I'm right or wrong, is tell me if this is the same for you. There's a little bit, we all want to make money on this, right? Okay, let's take that off the table. We all want to make money. But there's somewhat of a sense of entertainment value, while there's also a sense of can we do good with it at the same time, right? That it's not, do you feel the same way? Is that kind of a draw in for you?
I do. And when they hold the contest, for the tweet contest, that's just a bonus. And so, for me, I personally take that money and I decided to use it for my own community. And I think it's something everybody can do, even if it's just, I earned a little extra money this week. Maybe I'll take that and bring a few, bags or a couple of cans of dog food to the rescue, or maybe I'll use that money to just rescue a dog.
Wow.
So you never know what you can do just in your own little pocket.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that you're taking this kind of global token and making it local. And I think that that's where we have an opportunity to make a difference. That's beautiful. And so staying on with that, the Twitter, you want a few of these weeks worth, if not all of them, or talk a little bit about that.
It's been fun. The healthy competition with some of us in the Poodle Olympics room. Perhaps maybe if somebody just jumps in there and looks at it, might find it a little snarky, but it's all in good fun. It's all for the good of the community. We're happy to do it. We really are. We'd love for more people to join us and get in on the fun. We even have our own little room where we chat together on Twitter and pump each other up. And in these times that you talked about before, where there are these dips, especially if you're an American, and so I'm not going to speak for everybody, but we understand crashes very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Now we understand, if we look back in just 12, 13 years ago, we were in the pit of despair, and the people that held on were the winners.
Yep.
They were the winners. If you managed to, some unfortunately couldn't, but if you could manage to hold that property or hold on to those stocks, sometimes it took a few years, but you hold. It's one thing I learned, and you come out a winner. So we're just gonna ride or die with Poodle, and I believe it's gonna ride, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, I love that analogy back. If you look back at '08, when, there was the crash and the .com crash and the real estate crash, especially here, we're both from the same general, let's call it westish of the United States. Right. And, being in California, boy, we really saw it. And, And you're right. Absolutely. Those people who could weather it. Now, it sucked, but those who weathered it are all the ones who are really enjoying life right now, right? And not playing catch up. And maybe I love that connection is maybe that's exactly what we need to be doing right now when we're looking at, okay, the total market is down. Well, 4 months ago, how many of us were saying, oh crap, but Bitcoin at 60,000. Of course, we all saw the memes about everyone wants to jump in while it's 60,000. No one's buying it while it's 30. But nonetheless, we're all, and it was this a human nature thing, right? Where we're like, oh man, it's so down. Well, okay, I can't spend the money. No, this is when you spend the money. This is when you build your foundation because this is what markets do. They go up, they go down, and they're gonna bull ride again, right?
Right.
Yeah. And
yeah, no pattern is consistent for forever. So it'll be a bumpy ride sometimes. You just have to sit back and enjoy it and remember what your goals are.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that's what's kind of keen about this is that opportunity to get in early and ride something. So
Yeah.
So now I want to continue talking about just and I don't know the right way to phrase the question, but can you talk? You talked about how you got into Poodle and in obviously the charity angle. Can you talk about what it has just done for you since you've been part of the community, or talk about maybe some of your moments that have meant something to you?
Well, this one right now, for starters, it's very. I'm sure that some can hear how I speak. I don't speak often. Never do any type of, public engagements or anything. I'm a former musician. That was my life since I was 3 years old. Suzuki trained in piano. I play more instruments than it would be easier for me to name the instruments I don't play versus the ones I play. And also singing went with that. Had a band, signed with the largest agency for unsigned bands in the United States at the time. 1 week I was literally playing in Glam Slam, which is Prince's Club in Minneapolis. And the next week I'm at the doctor's office being told that I will never sing again. And I had started to notice it when I would perform. I have perfect pitch. So even if you couldn't hear I was flat, I could hear I was flat, and something was going wrong. So what I discovered was I have a neuro condition. Very few people know about it, but it's called spasmodic dysphonia. And at that moment in my life, all my dreams, everything I had worked for, everything I had paid for came crashing down on me. And you sit there and you say, okay, I could let it consume me, or I could march on, find another career that I'm happy with, don't settle for anything less than what I'm happy with, and reach for it. So a lot of times in my tweets, you'll see me, or you'll see what I post, reach for it, dream it. It's not going to come to you if you sit there. And especially in a down market, you have to work for it a little bit harder to get the name out there, to get the brand out there, and let people know why you're sticking with it. So I would never be on this POODLCAST if I didn't wholeheartedly, 100% believe that we're going to moon this thing. Just hang on, people. Just hang on.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Because you're absolutely right. First off, let me stop and just say huge kudos and to you, and just the courage of coming on with me. And it's things like that make me go, wow, I'm excited about doing this POODLCAST, because at one, I'd offered to do it because I had the skill to do it and just some knowledge, and I believe in the brand too. But now to see the kind of some impact, and, when you and I first connected on the back channels, I was just touched by your story, and to hear, like, this is what humanizes us, right? I mean, this is what makes it special. And yes. Gosh, and that's where I sit there and go, what other tokens out there are doing this? What other tokens are saying, market, sure, up, down, we're all in it. But who's really out there going, how can we build one another up? I mean, if everything that came out of this, let's just say hypothetically, in a year, all we did was all just get our money back. But yet we built one another up as humans and humanity and helped some dogs and disabled kids along the way. Wouldn't that be the greatest thing we could probably still walk away with? And yet we know we're probably still going to moon and make a bunch load of money on top of it all, right? I mean,
right. Exactly. Bonus. There's bonuses everywhere, whether it's in the good you do for the community, you filled your bags, you bought the car you wanted to buy, or you simply were able to afford a little something you couldn't the month before. You have to hang in there. It will come.
Yep. Yeah, totally agree. And this is to me is really what is exciting. Because I love the what's going to come. I love the feeling of, okay, where are we going to go? Every morning when I wake in, I open Trust Wallet and, you take the deep breath and every now and then you're like, woohoo. And then sometimes you're like, okay, all right, what's going on? Let's see the volume. And that's where you go, okay, this is all working out still. And yet then I go on to Telegram and then I see things like from you. And, by the way, anyone who's watching, I'm sure everyone watching is already on our Telegram. Make sure you go and join the Telegram. But also, when you tweet and you share your tweets on the Telegram, and of course we follow each other anyway, but there is something that's always very personal about it, right? And I think that this is what makes, and I'll just say this, what makes you special as one of our community members. It's always easy, and I'm probably guilty of this, to just tweet out, when someone posts, what's your new, what coin should I know about? It's easy to go, poodle, woo, woo, to the moon, rocket ship, and yet you don't do that. You give us a paragraph reason why we need to believe in this. And I love that. And your memes are fantastic too. And I love the little poodle walking and stuff. And I just sit there and go, that really is something special because you can see the belief in it. And hence why, you were like the second most popular crypto influencer like the other day. You posted that, that's seen. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased about that. Yeah. I was shocked, pleased, humbled, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is fantastic. So talk now about, kind of the what's next. What are you feeling? And I don't know. I mean, none of us can crystal ball all this stuff, but, are there plans in Elle world for, kind of how you're going to keep doing this? I don't know if Poodle Olympics is coming to an end or if we're keeping that going and all that stuff. But, how are you going to kind of keep doing this? And what's some advice for other people to kind of how to jump in?
If Poodle Olympics went away tomorrow, I would still be out there pumping Poodle because I believe in it. I believe in the strength and the vision behind it. I believe in the community that I now currently live in. And I've learned a lot of hard lessons. And, whether it's the Poodle Olympics or not, I'm there and I'm there for Poodle. And that's what's next for me. I still go visit the shelter once a month. I made that commitment to them. I'm a person of my word and I'm committed to Poodle. I'm a person of my word.
Oh,
so I will be there.
Love that. And I think that is, that is awesome. And I think that this is where there's more value right now in those types of things. I mean, I think that, I'm a believer in the actions you do every day pay dividends down the road that you may never see. So yes. For example, you're going physically to a shelter. Those of us who donate to things, right? And though even just as little as putting a tweet out there, building your bag that's coming through on the chat right now, more exchanges, letting the liquidity, those little things that we can do in a bear market, that at some point, some person that you impacted and you saw while you were at the physical shelter is going to go, well, yeah, I recognize that little poodle picture thing somewhere, and they're going to see it somewhere, and they're going to say great things about it. And then that's going to create other people to both help and invest, right? It's all of that we can do right now, because what we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of people bail on the market right now.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
And we all know that's how it is, right? They bail and then they FOMO back in, right? I mean, every one of these little things is true. I mean, the stereotypes are true because they're true, right? I mean, that's what people do. And so I love that how you're thinking, okay, invest now, keep doing the work, because those who do are exponential growth later, right? Everyone else might double or triple. We're going to 100, 150, 200, because the hard work pays off in the end, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's, some people can't see beyond their own feet. You have to look at the vision. You have to look at the vision of what you promote and what you believe in and your values. And like I said before, reach for it. And every time that you go and do something good, that's something you can put out into the world. You can put it on Twitter and say, hey, because I believe in this, I did this, X, Y, Z. And people notice that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And so, can I ask you, because I know you and I have one similarity in that we're both, I don't know, let's call it in our industries or in our lives, let's call it public people in a different realm, right? And so we're known within kind of our own people and our own work. So what was it like? Was there a sense of, are they all going to freak out when I start posting all this stuff about this random crypto token? What was that like? Was there a little bit of a fear there, or was it just, this is me, I believe in this thing? Talk about that.
I will. Okay. Yeah. If anybody followed me in the political world, I have politicians that follow me. I have accounts that are political that follow me with hundreds of thousands, if not a million people. And when I sort of just did this massive turn toward crypto, I actually lost a lot of followers. I had people that hit me up in DMs and said, what the F? What's going on here? Have you been hacked? Is this some sort of scam? But the ones that didn't do that were the ones that really had paid attention to the things I was saying before. I stand for what I believe in. I don't care what you think of how I present it. This is me, this is who I am. And so they knew, wow, this must be something that she strongly believes in. And I wonder why that is. And those were the people that went and checked it out. I got my son involved. I have a few friends that invested because of that, because they know, well, if she's talking about it, then she must have a conviction about it. And it took me years to sort of grow that. This isn't my first account. I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter. If you were to put all my accounts together, it would be close to 100,000, followers. So they've come and gone with accounts, but they know when I tweet something, it's something I believe in.
Yep. Yeah. Totally agree. And that's exactly kind of what I found was a lot of people. It was, I work in the tech industry, so going to cryptocurrencies, but it isn't that far of a step. Blockchains aren't that far of a step away. However, there was the exact same thing. People are DMing, if you don't stop talking about this stuff, I'm going to unfollow you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And, this is a new part of now my life, right? It's, as I've already said many times, that this became a different escape and a great mental escape for me and good for my own mental health to have this community. So why would I stop doing that? Just because it some people are okay, what's weird. But what I'm also noticing is some of those other people who were even just in crypto going, okay, well, just stay, fine, but stay away from the altcoins, right? And now they're coming around going, whoa, the same people who were critical are, wow, you really found something different, right? It's not just a different version of a stock exchange, right? There is purpose behind it. And I'm starting to see them coming around. And, 2 episodes ago when I had Craig, who and I, he and I have known each other for years. And when he was on, the same thing. We have this connection now that's just different world. And you can build that community and you can see that you can do good along it. And that's what's awesome, right? And you don't just think that. And I think that's where, I don't know, and maybe you agree or disagree. This is the downside of when the whole pump and dump and the negative side, because there are reasons to be afraid of some altcoins. Let's be honest. Like, don't trust them all. There are bad players out there. Look at what happened to V1, right? There are bad players out there. But in the end, those who really invest in the community of it and invest in one another is a whole different animal, right? Do you agree with me on that?
Oh, I do agree. I do agree. And that's one of the reasons why in almost every tweet I include our Telegram channel, because I want people to feel more comfortable with the community instead of just seeing memes and words. Come in and see real people talking, see people having their dreams expressed or their fears expressed, and the encouragement that can come with that. And, the recent, we like to say Poodle family member who, because there's a lot of scams out there. And unfortunately, this person was a victim of that scam. And many of us pulled together to say, we're not going to walk away from that, being okay with that. And that makes Poodle very special. Well, okay, sorry it happened to him, but I'm going to keep filling my bags. No, it's let's help somebody and show other people we're not just talking the talk.
Yep.
We're walking it.
Yeah. Oh, completely. And that really is what makes us special, and really makes us different. So I love that. And we did our little pre-chat. I told you this was going to go long. I knew that we would fill time. And I just have one last question for you. And I think it's an important one. And I think it's because it has to do with stereotypes too. You're one of the great females of crypto to me. I mean, I think you are, to me, one of the best. So and I'm just going to open this up. I always claim that I don't know how to ask questions the right way. What's with the stereotype that all, crypto people have to be men? Can you give encouragement to women to come in, talk about that? And or what is it like being a female in crypto, right? I mean, I'm just going to open the floor and let you take that however you want.
Well, it started with just because we always encourage people to do their own research. And when I saw that 26% of women only are in crypto, I thought, wow, why is that? And then I started visiting other channels like on Telegram, or, you can peek into Reddit or some of these other platforms. And I found out why. A lot of it is toxic toward women. It just is. And scares women away. We have enough of that in our real life. We don't need to visit it online. Why would I invest in something where I'm going to get called a name or demeaned for being female? Why would I want to have anything to do with that? The more females you get involved, the more women will feel comfortable being there, and the more respectful males will be toward them and see them as their peers, because we are. When it comes to crypto, we're all in it together.
Yep. I totally agree. And I think you're a great example and a huge influence for a lot of us on the Telegram too, to show that, we are all, difference between equality and equity, right? And, we're all equal within this, but a lot of the equity isn't there yet, because you still see it in a lot of the memes and the comments that are just outwardly sexual or provocative toward and negative against women. And I think that this is where we have an opportunity to make a difference, right? And not just because it's the right thing to do as a human to treat everybody with respect and the same level of respect, but
Yes.
but on top of that, let's just look at this from a business point of view for a second. Your stat, 26%, okay, of the crypto world being female. That means that there is a huge demographic out there who is not involved in crypto, right? If we already know the world is 51% women, right?
Right.
And, and therefore now, that means that we're missing a huge possibility, a demographic to pull in. We have a great, the dog's cute as heck. Look at the little picture. It's cute as heck, right? But then you also have the idea that we do good. We're about building one another, and those, if you look at the things, and you're in politics, and you look at the things that typically matter to women, it's security. It's knowing that you're going to be, security, being safe and being trusted, right? Those are the biggest things that women look for when they're looking for something. Well, look what we have. We have a community that builds upon one another. We have something that can be trusted. We've shown it by our vision and following the roadmap. And so if we were to focus on that and say, hey, we want to be the upstanding group. We want to show that everybody who comes to us, we treat with the exact same respect. Exactly the example you gave of how someone, got screwed on their bag, they got taken, and we all pitched in to help them out, right? If we build and focus on that, and our Telegram and the Discord and all, the comments relate to that. They're not derogatory in the same, when you go to it. Because one thing if we say it on Twitter, it's another when someone comes into our community and they see the complete opposite. And we support that. Imagine how we could build if every, woman who's looking at coming into crypto said, oh, well, there's the one I'm going into because there's a trustworthy people. That's huge. Financially, an entire untapped demographic, right? Where I don't know. And I know I'm kind of going on my soapbox, and I'll let you have the final word, is all of these altcoins are trying to just steal other people who already invest in altcoins, right? We all get the comments on our tweets, right? Oh, check this one out. Or they sneak into our Telegram, or they DM you saying, here, check this one out. It's launching in 8 hours, whatever, right? And but yet, we're different in that we have an opportunity to get the best client are the ones that have never even in it. Quit stealing other people. How about the billions of people that don't invest in crypto yet? And a lot of those are women who would love to. So, all right. So that's final word. Your thoughts on all that?
My thoughts are women are mothers. Women are caregivers. And we have a softer side to things. And that's not putting us in a different category. It's just how it is. And our charity focus, in my opinion, will help bring that demographic in, because we are naturally drawn to that, very much so. When we see, everybody loves dogs, and then everybody loves children. And I think that we start putting that out there more and doing more and pushing that angle, and setting us apart from, I'm going to fill my bags and go to the moon. Set us apart from that and say, but here's why I believe in this project, because we can do the bag thing, but we can also do something that makes a difference. And then everybody feels good about that. And if they've never tried it before, they do it once, they're hooked. It feels good.
Yep. Oh, that, I love that. And that is a mic drop moment and a perfect way to kind of close the show. So, and I'll just say, so first off, thank you, Elle. Everyone can find you as ResistElle on the Twitters, and of course you're in the Telegram. So highly encourage everyone to follow and connect with you. You are just an inspiration to us all. So thank you very much for coming on the show today. So,
thank you for having me. You are an inspiration. I love your show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That was just fantastic. Yeah, I'm inspired. I hope you are all too. I hope you're all inspired about this and everything. Wow. I don't know what else to say other than that was fantastic. I think we covered everything. We covered the what and the whys of exactly why we exist here and what we can do to continue to focus on the brand. So that being said, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will see you again next week. Again, more guests, more talk, and feel free to reach out. Of course, follow at POODLCAST on the Twitters, and then of course you can follow me, of course, at Josiah Way, but at POODLCAST on the Twitters. Reach out, let me know some ideas you have. If you want to be on the show, we want to continue with great community members. Reach out, let me know, and we will continue there. So, all right, till next time, everybody. Have a great week.